You're watching NBA Now live here on Chat Sports. I am Chase Sr. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Sr. And the Memphis Grizzlies, they're moving on to the playoffs. They have ended their playoff drought by going into the Chase Center in San Francisco on the road and handing the Warriors a 117-112 loss to end this season for the Golden State Warriors. How about Ja Morant tonight? A lot of people were expecting and hoping that Ja Morant was going to have the game of his life in a do-or-die situation. The young gunner came through in the clutch and was massive tonight. 35 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Dillon Brooks, not only was he good offensively, he was even better defensively, putting the clamps on Steph Curry in some crucial situations. And I totally understand that Steph Curry still finished with 39 points, 5 assists, and with 6 of 15 from long range in a losing effort. But Dillon Brooks kind of wore him down a little bit, and he provided great defense and was really, really good in this Grizzlies win tonight. Let's take a look at what Steph Curry was able to do. Nobody can stop this man right now. And it is my opinion, and I don't think there's any doubt, you can't make an argument against the fact that Steph Curry currently right now is the best player in the NBA. He's virtually unstoppable. Nobody can stop him. He's been cooking for months now, and he was cooking once again against the Memphis Grizzlies. It's honestly a shame that we cannot continue to see history unfold and see Steph Curry go off with the Warriors going home. But tonight, he gave us one last miraculous performance. 39 points, 5 assists, 13 of 28 from the field, 6 of 15 from long range. But in the end, Steph Curry just didn't get enough help. And on the other end, Ja Morant was just as good. Had the game of his life right now. 35 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and was 14 of 29 from the field. Ja Morant, oftentimes in his career, has shown that he's been scared to pull up with jump shots. There was no fear in this man's game tonight. He stayed on the attack. He was so aggressive, and I think Ja Morant has to be the MVP of tonight's game between the Grizzlies and the Warriors to lock up the number 8 seed in the Western Conference. Do you agree with me? If so, let me know that Ja Morant was in fact the MVP of tonight's game. If you think it was somebody else, has to be Steph Curry, right? Get your votes in and say Steph was the MVP of tonight's game in a losing effort. Let's focus on Andrew Wiggins a little bit. This is a guy who, look, hasn't reached expectations. A lot of people have been ripping him apart, but against the Lakers on Wednesday night, came through with 22 points and was effective, good offensively and defensively. Tonight, he was good once again in a losing effort against the Grizzlies. 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. I think moving forward, Andrew Wiggins has proved that he can be a valuable piece on a championship-level team once Klay Thompson comes back. Dillon Brooks, on the other hand, his stat line, when you look at it, it's not going to blow you away. 14 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. But it was the little things that Dillon Brooks was able to do that really, really impressed me. He was given the task of having to cover throughout this entire game, basically, Steph Curry. And he didn't show any fear. In fact, he stared down Steph Curry on multiple occasions, and he stood up to Steph. Yes, Steph went off, but Dillon Brooks did his best to try to limit him as much as possible. And what I think you're seeing from Dillon Brooks is him being an important piece of this young Memphis Grizzlies core that's now going to be able to have an opportunity to have playoff experience for the first time since the 2014-15 season, I believe, because the Grizzlies are now ending that playoff drought. They're going to take on the number 1 seeded Utah Jazz. 117-112 final. Grizzlies win it over the Warriors. Here's what's impressive, too. These two teams met last Sunday in a battle for the 8th seed in the Western Conference. Warriors were able to win that game at home thanks to Steph Curry dropping another 40-plus point piece, right? So the Grizzlies have to go from California on Sunday back to Memphis on Wednesday. They defeat the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA play-in game then. Then they travel back to California on the road against a team with veteran-laden experience who has won 3 championships as a core, and this young Grizzlies team able to pull out the win. Now they get the Utah Jazz. That series in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs, tipping off Sunday, 9:30 Eastern in Salt Lake City. Grizzlies ended the regular season 6-4, 39-33 record. How about the Utah Jazz, though? 52-20, and Donovan Mitchell, after he sprained his ankle back a few weeks ago, has been practicing all week, and it looks as though that young superstar is going to be able to go. So for those of you watching right now, who do you got in this 1-8 matchup in the Western Conference playoffs, which tips off late on Sunday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern? Type MEM for the Memphis Grizzlies. Type UTA for the Utah Jazz. Be sure to get your votes in the comment section below. Coming up, we're going to take a look back at this Golden State Warriors season that, in hindsight, was pretty wild, right? Because of what Steph Curry was able to do and the historic campaign that he had. 33 years old, won the NBA scoring title, the only other player to do that. 33 years old or older, Michael Jordan. And for Warriors fans watching, we're going to continue to cover this team both as this season wraps up, but also in the offseason. So make sure you subscribe to Warriors Today by Chat Sports by going to youtube.com/WarriorsTV. Let's take a look at the Western Conference playoff picture. It is all set now that the Grizzlies have defeated Golden State. Jazz Grizzlies in the 1-8 matchup in the West. Clippers Mavericks in a rematch of a first-round series from a year ago where the Mavericks gave the Clippers all types of fits. That's going to be the 4-5 matchup in the Western Conference. Another good one coming at you with the 3-seeded Nuggets without Jamal Murray, but the probable MVP in Nikola Jokic taking on Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. Is Dame going to be able to go off on Dame time? We will see about that. That's another intriguing 3-6 matchup. And then the Phoenix Suns. A great year, finishing 51-21 in the regular season. They get rewarded with the Los Angeles Lakers, who defeated the Warriors on Wednesday night in the first installment of the NBA play-in game, thanks to LeBron James's late clutch bucket. And the Lakers entered that series as favorites over the Phoenix Suns. Let's focus more on the Golden State Warriors now. So it was an up-and-down season for Golden State. And it started off with a disaster on NBA draft night when Klay Thompson popped his Achilles. That coming after he tore his ACL. Klay Thompson, since the NBA Finals appearance against the Toronto Raptors 2 seasons ago, has now missed back-to-back seasons. So before the season even started, the Golden State Warriors were dealt just a heartbreaking blow without Klay Thompson. But I'll tell you this. This is why you should be confident about the Warriors moving into the 2021-2022 season. At 33 years old, Steph Curry played like an MVP this year. He absolutely dazzled, and I think he has plenty of gas left in the tank. Now, what's the deal with his future contract situation? He's going to be a free agent after this year. We will see. But he's going to be on the Warriors next year. Klay Thompson is going to come back. And now we're going to finally, hopefully see if Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green can stay healthy, if that trio can once again compete for an NBA championship. Look at what Steph Curry did this year. This guy has so much left. He's going to continue to play like an MVP level. So for Warriors fans watching right now, this is why you have to be confident in this franchise as we look ahead. 32 points per game. You saw how Steph Curry played since the All-Star break. He was the best player in the NBA. Do you think he should have won the MVP? I can make that argument. Let me know. Type Y for yes, he should have been the MVP. Type N for no. I talk about Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Those are 2 reasons to be really excited about the Warriors as we project into the future. Andrew Wiggins also proved that he is a legitimate piece since the Warriors traded for him. This season, I thought he was really good. Yes, he might be overpaid, but he's underrated. 18.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 47.7% from the field. I think Andrew Wiggins can be a really good number 3, number 4 option for this team. Speaking of other options in addition to Steph Curry, Draymond Green. There's no doubt that his game has fallen off just a little bit. But you see what you saw what he did, against the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. Draymond Green has some good basketball left, and he is still a really good all-around player. And Draymond Green, what he does from an intangible perspective, a cultural perspective, and a leadership standpoint is still really, really valuable. So if he can put up this stat line next year with Klay Thompson coming back, I think the Warriors can compete realistically in the Western Conference. I can't wait for Klay Thompson to come back. I think a lot of people have forgotten the fact that when Klay Thompson was upright and healthy, he was one of the best two-way players in the game. He was really good defensively because he can lock down your opposing number one, and offensively, we already know what Klay Thompson can do. And from a shooting standpoint, I know he suffered the torn ACL and the torn Achilles. He might not be the same player that he was prior to those two injuries, but I think Klay Thompson is still going to be able to be really, really good, which makes the Warriors very, very interesting going into next season.